winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
Welcome to Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by Ram Truck, winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. Brendan Parker alongside, I guess, Flames TV debut. Troy Brouwer's alongside. Yeah, we finally got you in here. Thanks for coming along. It's a pretty good one here tonight in terms of a game to break down. Calgary Flames 6-1 winners. Maybe just first we'll get your thoughts on what you saw here tonight, and obviously a pretty complete effort from the home side on this night.
It was. You know what? I thought they did a great job early on. They got pucks in deep. They got on their D-men, their young D-men, created some opportunities around the net, and were able to capitalize, get one off a great play, pass from Gio all the way up to Johnny, and get a quick goal in the first, go in, feeling good about it. And then as the second period rolled on, as soon as they came out, a couple quick ones right there. Michael Stone with a bomb. Backs with a great opportunity in there, but I thought it was just a complete game by them, a game that they knew that they needed to play, and they executed tonight, which is something that they need to do going forward, especially in their last couple games here, to give themselves any opportunity of trying to make playoffs. Yeah,
we should mention that, right, I guess, right off the top, in that, with the results on Saturday night, so Montreal loses, and obviously it keeps that playoff hope alive. It's kind of hanging there, clinging there. We know the math is pretty simple, although it's steep, I suppose. You got to win out and then hope Montreal loses out. But let's take a look at the highlights from tonight's hockey game, and there were a lot of them, and you kind of outlined a few of them there, and let's kind of go through it, starting in the first period, and this was that outlet that you talked about. Mark Giordano just springs Johnny Gaudreau, and what a finish here by Gaudreau, though, in kind of traffic, getting caught from behind there.
Yeah, and under a little bit of pressure. I think it was Monte trying to catch him, got a stick on him, maybe threw him off a little bit, which who knows, might have even helped him a little bit. But that outlet pass, that heads-up play by Gio to be able to put it on his tape, even though Johnny stumbled there a little bit, he was still able to fight it off and get a goal. And here is exactly what you want to see out of the Flames. Good puck recoveries, in on the play, finding loose guys, and then Bax just throws a quick little wrister that kind of catches Forsberg off his post there, and it's a great feeling coming out of the period.
No question.
Or intermission, sorry.
Well, you kind of almost felt like they should have been up more than 1-0 after the first, and then they quickly build on it here in the second, and that never really slowed down. This line was all over it throughout the course of the night, and this is another one that you kind of look at the forecheck and they're working it around all over the place, but it eventually finishes off with Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, and he does a great job here. He goes in, he gets the puck, he cycles it around. Or a little earlier in that shift, then he goes to the net. A little shove to create a little bit of separation. That's one trick that us power forwards in front of the net always love to use, just to create that tiny little bit of room. And like I said before, they're creating lots of puck recoveries, which was the key to those cycle goals.
This was an absolute bomb from Michael Stone here. Also the first NHL point from Glenn Gawdin as well, but the highlight is certainly Stone, who has always had that in the repertoire, but that's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. I'm really happy for Gods. He's been working hard. He's been a great player, a good teammate. I know guys speak very highly of him, and to get rewarded with that first assist. But Stoney coming over the blue line and letting that absolute missile go. That's something that you don't want to stand in front of. I've been on both sides of it, his team and the others, and his opposition. It's not always something fun to look down the barrel at.
Clear the runway. And then this is, quick return here. That right after the goalie pull, too. I mean, generally, you get a little bump up from the side. You pull your goalie and, a little momentum. And Josh Norris, who's been on fire, he gets his 16th of the season there. But 4-1 after one, and then the Flames kind of finish it off. This is kind of feeling it. This is when you see the group kind of in the offensive zone. They know they've got some confidence.
Exactly. You see Ryan come over the blue line, a little whoop, a little shake and bake there. Nice little move, no move, and then fights off, being hooked to slide it over. I was yelling from the stands to shoot, but obviously you saw something better than me.
He probably heard you too. As we know, there's nobody else in here. The cheer nonetheless, and this is finished off. And for both Johnny Gaudreau Matthew Tkachuk, he gets his first goal in 14 games here tonight. 3 points for him, 3 points for Gaudreau, but that was a laser there from Gio too. So
that was. He always told me when I was standing in front of the net, he's like, "I'm going high blocker," and there's vintage Gio right there. Let one fly. So he loves the spot, and he can pick that spot with the best of them.
Well, and he had a little lane to walk in there too, and he picked that corner perfectly. And funny for Gio because he had a couple of crossbars in this game too. You can kind of see him look to the heavens a couple of times, but he got it at the end. So.
Yeah, once you finally fight that off a little bit, you're always a little disgusted when you hit those crossbars. It's the worst sound, especially when it goes barring out. But, he gets a little redemption there, and good for the captain.
Yeah, 9 on the season for him. Dubé gets 10. So obviously, you just look down the score sheet. Every line contributes a goal, which has to feel good for this group. Just sort of knowing, how goals have been tough to come by at different times this year. But when you look through at the end of it and everybody feels like they chipped in, that's got to be a nice feeling.
It does, because then nobody goes into the dressing room and feel like they didn't contribute to the game or they didn't have a good impact on the game. And I know goals and points aren't everything, and a lot of guys contribute in a lot of different ways. But for everyone to go in there, everyone's line to feel good about themselves, it's just a great feeling, especially with a couple of days before their next game here.
Yeah, that seems to be the story of the end of the season here is a couple of days in between. We'll hear from a couple of guys here. We're expecting Glenn Gawdin and Mikael Backlund on the postgame show live for us. But, maybe let's just circle back on Matthew Tkachuk because it kind of felt like a vintage Tkachuk game. And I know there was 2 of them out there, but obviously we'll isolate Matthew. I mean, even in the first period, all around kind of the blue paint. I know he didn't score in the first, but that kind of felt like, Matthew Tkachuk to a T, didn't it?
It did. He's in the action. When he's at his best, he's in the play, he's in the piles, he's mucking it up in front, and he's getting those looks. He's not a guy that's going to blow you away with his speed, but he's a tight area player, a small game player. And so when he's around the net, you can see him digging, whacking for pucks, giving guys shoves. That's what gets this guy into games, and that's when he's at his best and can create and help his teammate create as well.
Well, and then we got a guest here as we finish up. Matthew Tkachuk, a goal, 2 helpers here tonight, so a nice finish here. And let's welcome in our first guest of the night as well. I think Glenn Gawdin is joining us downstairs, 6th NHL game here tonight. And, Glenn, welcome to the postgame show. Congrats on the victory and congrats on the first NHL point as well. Maybe just first of all, take us through sort of what you felt in terms of the overall team play here and a complete effort from your squad.
Yeah, I think like you said, it was a complete effort. I think our first period was huge for us. I think we came out really well, and that carried the momentum throughout the game.
Okay. Glenn, do you mind just moving the mic down a little bit? We just want to be able to hear you, I know.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. Loud and clear. Maybe just a touch more as we closer to the lips. And then
okay,
there we
just
go.
repeat that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Here, listen, when it comes to that first NHL point, I know this is game number 6 here tonight, but, what are you thinking as you see, I know you've trained and skated with Stone a lot over the off seasons. You see him winding up over the blue line like that. What goes through your mind?
I think just get out of the way for one. He's got maybe the hardest shot I've ever seen in person, and for the little time he was down in Stockton, I think he had 2 or 3 goals, all slap shots. So when I saw him jumping up in the rush, it was a no-brainer to give it to him.
What about that feeling knowing you got your first NHL point?
Feels great, even though I think mic's going weird. I had a chance right before that, and it didn't go in, so I was frustrated, but lucky enough we got the puck back, and we had another rush, and like we just said, Stoner buried it, so it feels great.
All right, how about Glenn? Just what about, we kind of talked earlier this week just about the experiences. I mean, obviously had the 5 games earlier this year, but just to go down in Stockton, play that regular role, those important minutes, how much of a different person and player do you feel as you come back the second time around?
I do feel different, to be honest. I think when I went down, it kind of, with the feedback I got from the coaches, there were certain areas that I needed to work on, and that was a big emphasis. Not always just points and numbers and stuff like that, but a good 200-foot game, being responsible in my own end and all over the ice are just going to help me out up top here, so that was a big focus.
Hey, just quickly, how about the line mates? How much do they help? A couple of veterans on either wing there.
Yeah, it was huge. They made it a lot easier for me tonight, and with Lucic and Rich, they're 2 big boys that are pretty fast and can handle the puck well down low. So for me, it's just trying to play within their game and help them out. And I think tonight was a good job, and hopefully we can build on that next game.
Appreciate the time, man. Congrats on the point and the win.
Thank you very much.
There's Glenn Gawdin on the postgame show, and good to hear from him. And how about just, early parts of your career? How much does that make a difference when you can kind of get in and contribute and, kind of feel like you're playing a role? That's got to help a guy kind of moving forward here.
It does, and I know that I played a couple years in the minors and got a couple call-ups here and played a few games here and there, but anytime that you can contribute, you're always going to feel that much better about your game. And so it's great to see him get a point. I thought he was very effective tonight, in both ends. You're right, they put him with two big boys and some good veteran guys so that, they're able to help him out and understand the game. But, I really liked how they handled his minutes tonight as well, because a lot of the times, those young guys that kind of get called up or get placed into the lineup, they're only playing 6, 7, 8 minutes, and they're not really getting a chance to feel for the game, and they're not really getting a chance to kind of contribute to the game. And I thought they did a great job with Glenn tonight, and as a result, he was able to chip in with a point and help the squad get the win.
Well, we always hear how much, Darryl prioritizes the center position, so it probably feels like a lot of pressure as a centerman coming in, make sure that when you get those minutes, you do something efficient with them. I'd probably more about limiting the mistakes, rather than anything, especially in that fourth line role.
And that's the thing, is you don't want to go in and you don't want to have the mindset that you need to play a mistake-free game. You want to be able to play loose and just kind of do your thing. He's obviously a good player. Otherwise, he wouldn't be at this level. He wouldn't be playing in the NHL right now. And so I think that he played the perfect style of game that he needed to make sure that he's going to get into the lineup most likely for the next game.
Yeah, I love the tactic when you see Stone line up too. Just get out of the way. That's what we said. I mean, hey, you know them, him well. Where does he rank in terms of the slap shot in your career?
Oh, he's up there for sure. The one thing I will say about him is the majority of the time he shoots the puck low. There's been quite a few guys that I've had to stand in front of, Ovechkin, Bufflin. They just kind of let that thing ride, and you're just
coming in hot.
They're relying on you to get out of the way, not shoot around you. So, he's not a guy, like I said, that you really want to be staring at when he's winding up, but at least he's respectful and keeps it down.
Yeah, he's on a real good run right now. I mean, you talk about the way his season started, and obviously some uncertainty. He joins the taxi squad in the early part, but under Darryl Sutter, he's really found a home, and obviously the minutes have been there. And just what have you made about the steady kind of presence he's provided back there?
I think he's a perfect complementing, 6 D-man, 6-7 D-man. He's a guy that doesn't make many mistakes. He gets out there, he plays physical, he plays hard. And I will say this year, obviously, I'm assuming didn't start the way he had hoped it to, but the fact that he was bought out a few years ago and they brought him back and then brought him back again says a lot about the person that he is. And the fact that, he makes Calgary his home. He loves it here. He loves being on this team, and he wants to play for the boys here. And so, he's made the most of his opportunity. I know he went down and played a couple games in the minors, spent a little bit of time on the taxi squad, but he's earning himself another contract in my mind, the way he's playing right now. Eating those minutes. You don't have to look at the lineup to see if he's in or out right now. He's one of those guys that's just solidified, steady, and you know exactly what you're going to get out of him, which is why he's consistently playing in the lineup right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt, 15 minutes or around there pretty much every single night. Let's go back downstairs, listen in on Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau. They're at the podium, 6 points between the pair.
Matthew, the situation of your team isn't really a secret. You've got to win out. You need Montreal to lose their last 2. So knowing that, what's the temperature or atmosphere in the room after a win like tonight?
I would say, well, if we lost, we're going home. So it's an actual must-win, not just saying that. So, I mean, all we could do, we put ourselves in a terrible position, to be honest. So, we just have to win and pray. I mean, that's all we can do tomorrow. So, watch our game, hope for. Never thought we'd root for Edmonton, but we need them to win these.
Matthew, I think you sort of indicated there that you're going to watch the game. Johnny, will you watch Montreal-Edmonton, or do you?
I don't know. I doubt I'll watch it. But just hope that they can win.
Fair enough. Johnny, will you watch, or will you just wait for standings update?
Yeah, I'll check out the scores and stuff, but probably won't watch it. Just sit there. Hope Connor can do his thing.
Thanks, guys.
We'll go to Danny Austin next.
Thanks. Matthew, you've actually, been putting up quite a few points recently. It's just been a little while since you got a goal. Is it Was it sort of a monkey off your back at all, just actually getting a goal, or is ultimately at this point in the season it doesn't matter?
No, I know if you keep shooting, it's going to go in.
Fair enough. Johnny, can you just describe the pass from Giordano on your first one? Because from up here it looks pretty incredible pass.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them have a little bit of some time and space down low. The D were pretty separated. Felt like they were both on, the walls on the blue line. I kind of just split up the middle and fired it right up to me, and found a way to get the lead.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Aaron Vickers.
Talking about passes, Matthew, just the one Johnny gave you tonight for your goal, but what did you see from him on that?
Yeah, I think we locked eyes, I think, as I was going to the net and as he had time. And he put it right, perfect spot for me, right where the D couldn't get it, and just tried to, right before he passed it, just tried to push the D off to try to give him a little bit more space. But the pass was right on the tape. I don't even know if I needed to do that. So, yeah, it was a great play, and that put us up by 3. So, it was a good lead that we needed to have at that point.
All right, so there's some post-game thoughts from Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau, and I want to welcome in our second post-game live guest, which is Mikael Backlund, Flames TV regular. We always have him on. Bax, maybe just first of all, congrats on the win, but maybe just what you thought of the effort here tonight, and obviously got to love that offense that came with it.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was a good game by us. They're a good team. They work hard, and I thought first period and started second. So our first half of the game was really good. Then it came back a little bit, but overall, good for us. It's nice, to get a lot of goal scoring, spread out, and we've had a tough time with that this year.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about seeing every single line contribute. I know each line gets a goal tonight, but what does that do for the group when you know that you go back into the locker room and everybody played a role in it?
Yeah, it obviously feels good. Everyone's really excited. It helps when it's been a tough season when we haven't scored as much as we wanted, and for everyone to contribute, it always helps, and the group and everyone makes everyone feel good.
How about your goal? Where did you spot that, or where did it end up beating him? By the way.
Over his shoulder. No, I just trying to get a quick shot, short side, and it's turned out pretty good.
I'll say. How about just the thought on Glenn Gawdin? You talk about a young guy kind of inserted in there and playing his 6th NHL game tonight, but just the way that he handled the situation, gets his first NHL point here tonight.
Yeah, I thought he played well. He got some more minutes in his first looks early in the season, so he looked more comfortable this time than he did the first few games, and I'm happy for him to get a point. Did well on the face-off, so he had a solid game tonight.
Well, last one for you, and that's just as you kind of look ahead. Obviously, the math is still there, and you guys are still alive and fighting, but 4 games left. How do you kind of approach this last stretch here?
Yeah, either way, we're going to go out, play hard, play to win. We'll see. We pretty much will know when we hit the ice on Thursday what the situation is. So we'll prepare like normal, be prepared to go out and win a game, and then go move forward and hopefully win the next one. So either way, we're going to go out and play hard, like I said, and hopefully win. And good to see Brouwer. Hair looks good as normal.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, he can't hear. I think his mic's out. He said your hair looks good as normal. So.
Oh, he can't hear me?
Thanks,
He couldn't hear you. Yeah.
I've just been trying to follow your trends my whole career. So.
Hey, by the way, did you get Mother's Day all sorted out today? Make sure that everybody felt special today? Some flowers there?
No flowers today. We have a Swedish Mother's Day coming up, but she got a little gift and a card today, and she got the double celebration this year. I figure with the 2 kids now, and I'm pretty fresh, so but we said we'll celebrate the Swedish one.
Yeah, for sure. Fair enough. All right, man. Appreciate it. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks.
Mikael Backlund, he was just offering. He said it was good to see up on the desk, and the hair was looking good. So
well,
no
I know
chirps.
the hair does usually look pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but
coming from another guy that looks like he's got the hair situation taken care of too. Yeah, that's Mikael Backlund. We actually will listen in on Darryl Sutter here before we put a wrap on the postgame show as well. But maybe just before we get to Sutter, just kind of a thought on that top line. And I know they kind of been together for the last little stretch here, but it seems like maybe chemistry's kind of building amongst that trio: Lindholm, Tkachuk, and Gaudreau. Have you seen that same thing in terms of the types of looks that they're getting and the chances that have come with it?
Yeah, it just seems like they're really starting to get a good feel of where each other are going to be on the ice, and you know what, sometimes coaches don't let things play out as long as players would like, or they kind of throw the lines into a blender halfway through the game if it's not working exactly how they want. So I like what Darryl's done here is they put these three guys together. They've had minimal success for a little while, but they finally get a night tonight where they get the two of them get 3 points each, 6 points, and so now they're feeling good about each other. So they're going to go to practice tomorrow. They're going to be snapping it around, smile on their face. They're going to be able to kind of work off this and build. And I know there's only a couple games left here, but it is an important little stretch for them because they're not out of the playoffs yet. And to be able to see them get some success here going into these last 4 games, it's important.
Well, let's listen in on, I'm sure that'll be part of the discussion with Darryl Sutter here as we listen to the head coach on his thoughts tonight.
John, Darryl, and I know that you like to stress winning sort of 3-2 or low-scoring games, but is it nice to have a game like tonight where the guys go out and score 6 like that, and it seems like the puck's going in for you?
Well, I don't stress winning 3-2. It's nice to win.
Okay.
Nice to win 6-2 too.
Fair enough. You've often talked about
Well, it's because it's what the league is. Top teams score 3 goals a game, and the top teams only give up just over 2 a game. So that's what the league's about. If you want to be a really good team, you got to win 3-2. Done it lots.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Aaron Vickers next.
Darryl, obviously a lot of run support for your group tonight, but 6 goals aside, what did you like most out of your team tonight?
First period. It's nice to see guys who haven't scored for a while score, but first period was better. Normally it's we didn't give up many chances in the first period, so that's the way you got to play. For our team, has to play like that to win.
We'll go to Ryan Pike.
Darryl, you put in Gawdin and Shillington for the first time in a while. What did you think of their performances?
I think they give us some good shifts. Shilly still has, he's got a really good skill set. I think he's just got to apply it on a shift-to-shift basis. I think Glenn came in and gave the fourth line a centerman that takes some draws and makes some plays, and I thought he did a good job of that. I thought that line gave us some good shifts.
And just regarding Oliver's play, how useful is it for you as a coach to have somebody like Michael Stone who's so reliable, can sort of just play with a lot of different guys in those kind of situations?
Well, those guys are very fortunate to have Michael Stone to play with.
Okay, we'll go to Eric Francis.
Darryl, as an Albertan, how unique a situation is it that your fate for the next two of the next 3 nights rests in the hands of the Oilers?
Because I'm from Alberta.
Well, how unique a situation is it?
Well, I guess if I was from Saskatchewan, it would make a difference, but it doesn't really matter to me.
The irony of Flames fans now having to cheer for the Oilers, is that lost on you?
Well, I think there's lots of people that cheer for Connor McDavid. I do too.
You certainly will be over the next couple of nights.
Okay, we'll go to Sullum next.
But some of these guys don't want us to win. Hey? Hard to believe.
Hi, Darryl. Do you plan on watching the next couple of games, Edmonton versus Montreal? Is that an opportunity for the team to kind of watch together or bond at all? Or
I think because of COVID, you're not allowed to watch together or bond. So I don't think that's something that we can do. No.
Do you plan on watching them yourself the next couple of nights?
Oh, it's doubtful I'll watch any more hockey games for the rest of the year.
We call it the Ram 1500 Limited. But truth be told, there's nothing limited about it. Ram 1500, winner, J.D. Power Award for Best Driver Appeal.
All right, here are the Score 4 presented by Bet99.net results. And as always, just every single contestant putting me to shame on that board. 1 for 4 on my picks. What are the odds that tonight would go over? I thought for sure the under would be safe. So the only one I end up getting right is Jacob Markstrom. He did make less than 24 saves. But congratulations to Rajesh, who wins the 40th anniversary bobblehead collection. You can, as always, log on to the Saddle Dome Live app to participate before puck drop in the Score 4, presented by Bet99.net. All right, that puts a wrap on the postgame show. Thanks for doing it. It's a lot of fun to have you on.
Yeah, no problem. It's good to be on for my first time.
Yeah.
So.
We'll send you home with a bobblehead prize pack as well.
Sweet. Can I have a mug too?
Actually, no, we need those.
Oh.
Yeah, listen, thanks for the time. And, yeah, we'll look forward to 2 more home games left. The Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames will wrap up the season series with 4 straight meetings, 2 in Vancouver and 2 here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. As for tonight, 6-1 win for the Calgary Flames. Offense spread all over, but it was Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau leading the way with 6 points between the two. That does it for the postgame show, brought to you by Ram Truck. As always, we look forward to seeing you back here at the Scotiabank Saddledome again with the Vancouver Canucks coming into town on May 13th.